The desert wind howled like a wounded spirit as Caleb Hart rode across the cracked plains of the frontier, a lonely cowboy hardened by years of blood, dust, and regret. The sun was sinking low, painting the sky in fire and sorrow, when he heard something that didn't belong to the wilderness, a faint cry, trembling with pain and fear. Caleb tightened his grip on the reins and followed the sound toward a ravine where broken rocks and dry brush told stories of violence. There, half hidden beneath fallen branches, lay a wounded Apache woman, her dark hair tangled with dirt, her breathing shallow, blood staining the earth beneath her. She was beautiful, even in pain, striking, fierce, proud. Not the kind of woman Caleb had ever seen in towns or saloons. She was different, like the land itself, wild and unbroken. A group of bounty hunters had attacked her tribe earlier that day. They wanted land, gold, and blood. She had escaped, but only barely. Caleb dismounted slowly, wary of traps, yet something in her eyes stopped him, a fire that refused to die. "Easy," he whispered, kneeling beside her. "I ain't here to hurt you." Her eyes fluttered open, sharp with suspicion, fear, and defiance. She tried to rise, but pain forced her back down. "Don't move," he said gently. "You'll bleed out." She spoke in broken English, her voice weak but proud. "Why, help me. Your kind kills mine." Caleb swallowed hard. His past was full of sins, battles fought, men killed, choices he could never undo. But this moment felt like a chance at redemption. "Not all cowboys are monsters," he said quietly. Against every instinct he had, Caleb lifted her onto his horse and rode toward his remote ranch, a place where no one asked questions and ghosts lived in silence. He cleaned her wounds, stitched torn skin with trembling hands, and watched over her through the night. Fever came, then dreams, then quiet whispers in a language he didn't understand. She fought death with the same strength she must have fought enemies. Days passed. When she finally woke fully, she told him her name, Nayeli, meaning the one who loves truth. As she healed, something between them began to grow, slow, uncertain, dangerous. They spoke of loss. Caleb spoke of his family, murdered in a raid long ago. Nayeli spoke of her tribe, scattered and hunted. Pain bonded them. Loneliness softened into understanding. He taught her to ride his horses, she taught him Apache words and stories of the land. She laughed, and Caleb realized he hadn't heard real laughter in years. But danger loomed. Bounty hunters were still searching. The land was tense. Hatred ran thick as dust. And Caleb knew loving her meant risking everything. Yet every day, his heart fell deeper, until he no longer knew where duty ended and love began. The frontier was not kind to love, especially love born between enemies. Nayeli grew stronger, her spirit unbroken, her presence lighting Caleb's lonely world. But the closer they became, the more the outside world pressed in. Rumors spread that a cowboy was hiding an Apache woman. The bounty hunters returned. One night, gunfire shattered the quiet. Caleb fought like a storm, bullets flying, dust rising, rage roaring through his veins. He killed men who came to drag Nayeli away, but more would come. He knew it. Nayeli looked at him with pain and love. "If I stay," she said softly, "you will die." Caleb grabbed her hand. "I don't care." But she did. She had lost too much, and she would not let him lose his life because of her. At dawn, she left. Not because she didn't love him, but because she loved him too much. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Caleb waited. He searched. He called her name into the wind. But Nayeli never returned. Years later, Caleb learned the truth. She had rejoined her people, helped rebuild her tribe, and died protecting children from another raid. She had saved lives. She had lived with courage. And she had carried his love in silence. Caleb grew old on that ranch, his heart forever marked by the Apache woman who had changed him, the woman he saved, and the love he lost. And in his final days, when the wind whispered across the plains, he swore he could hear her voice calling his name. Not in sorrow, but in peace. If this emotional Wild West story touched your heart, if you love powerful cowboy legends, forbidden love, and unforgettable frontier drama, subscribe to the channel now, because more epic, heart-moving stories are coming your way. Don't miss the next legend from the Wild West.